I want to see if the live is working. Can you hear me? Yes. Today our audio is okay on YouTube. So if you know someone who needs to be on this live, invite them. Let's connect TikTok in the meantime. So we have connected to TikTok. If you know someone who is missing out, yes. So we are giving members a few minutes to join. Welcome, so. Welcome, user 711. My sincere apologies to the YouTube team for missing out the last live, and the previous one was on mute. I didn't know until someone commented. So my sincere apologies. I'll try to record the two lives, maybe on a live, or I'll do a video so that you're also up to speed with what happened in the last two lives. Welcome, Patrick, Sarah, Molly, Mso, Jababy. Anyone who needs to be here, please invite them. Today we are discussing starting a business and different business ideas that you can consider. a warm welcome to everybody who is joining. Thank you for understanding the change of dates because it was supposed to be tomorrow, but tomorrow I have a session which is sponsored by TikTok. That's why I had to change it to today. Yes. And I don't want to miss, so that I keep bringing in, improving on the content that you get. Yes. Welcome, Mangeli, Sweetwater, Engineer, Mudhoni Kamau, Molly, Sarah, Kate, Patrick. Yeah, let's give people a few minutes to join so that we don't have to keep going back. In the meantime, you can drop your question on starting and growing a business. And of course, we cannot forget to mention our ongoing 30-week saving challenge. So if you're not in the challenge, this is your invitation to join the challenge. We are in week 18. So as much as we are past halfway, you can still catch up. Yeah? Yes. And if you have any questions about the challenge, you can drop it in the comment section so that I will look for a moment to just answer them. Despite today being not a catch up day, definitely because it's part of us, we'll have to mention about it. Yes. Today is a bit chilly. Or is it in my house? I want to try and keep warm as we wait for other members to join. Welcome, Mudhoni, Cecilia, Amy. If you're on YouTube, you can let me know whether there is volume today. The last live, there was no volume. My sincere apologies. Welcome, Judy. Okay. Maybe what I can ask is, are we ready to start or do we give them a few minutes? You can just comment there so that I know whether it's time to start or we give them a few more minutes. What I'm avoiding is repeating so that you, as the person who joined at the beginning, you don't feel like we keep going back to the same topic. Maybe we can spend these few minutes engaging. Let me know when you joined the TMG circle. Are you in the 30-week saving challenge? How is your experience so far? What have you learned from this page? Among all those questions, you can just respond to one. Welcome, Happy Soul, Dorcas. Yeah, and as you come in, if you're not already following the page, you can follow, you can like the live. I can see 54 likes already. Hi, Happy Soul. I'm glad to see you again. Yeah, so I can see they are flowing, so you can also keep being active. This is free content, so you can give back by just liking the lives, actively engaging. Yeah. Yeah, I see more people joining and I see more likes. Good job. So at least with the likes, I know there are people who are ready for this session. Yeah. And today we are talking about starting a business, either a side hustle, which will be, you will need to give in your time, or a side hustle that you don't need to give in much of your time. Yeah. Welcome, Miss Kent. Yeah, so let me give people like a few more minutes so that we start together. Welcome, Jorama Joe. If you're new, you can consider asking a question you may have about starting a business. If you came, if you are part of the 30-week saving challenge, you just joined and you have a question, this is time to ask the question. Yes. Welcome, Lish. Welcome, Naomi. Welcome, Kevo. I see so many people coming in, so let's give them a few minutes to join. Welcome, Simon. Welcome, the new member. I see we already have 3 new members of the TMG circle. Welcome, Richie. Welcome, Samuel. Welcome to the TMG circle, Kevo. Yes, please tag your friend who needs to be on this live. Today we are talking about business or investment you can consider to complement your income. If there's anything that you ever wanted, sometimes I'm having a very hard time responding to all your requests and your questions. So as we wait for other people to join, it's your moment to ask that burning question. Yes. Welcome, Nanajua. Wow, we just hit 1,000 likes. Good job. And I see we have 6 members joining the TMG circle. Good job. We are growing. The family is growing. I hope we are not just growing in numbers, but we are growing as individuals because that's the focus. That's the whole essence of having these sessions so that you don't just come here, watch, and go. You watch, learn, and put in practice because that's the most important thing. Is your area raining, chilly? How is the weather in your neighborhood? Welcome, Vincent. I think it's 8:15. We have given them enough time, so we can quickly start today's session. And I'm going to start by asking one question. Um, and I would love your honest opinion. Do you think everybody can start a business, can start and run a business? Let's see from the comments. Even if I get one comment, I'll know that we are engaging. So just drop the comment and say Yes or no? Do you think business is for everybody? So if you see me looking this side, I am live on YouTube and TikTok over here. So I'm trying to balance. I'm waiting for someone to comment. Welcome, Anthony. Yes. Thank you, Happy Soul. I am going to shock you because business is not for everybody. And that is why some businesses succeed while others fail, because not everybody should run a business. Business is something not for everybody. Okay, everything is not for everybody. Okay? Yeah, so what I'm going to say to start with is who should start a business and what consideration they should have in mind. The first thing you need to appreciate is that not everybody should start a business, and that's okay. Not everybody is an entrepreneur, and that's very normal. Okay? But for those who are well suited for it, starting a business can be life changing. And here is a breakdown of a few reasons why. Because, of course, I'm sure you want me to justify my why is it that not everybody can start and run a business. Okay? Who should start a business? I think that's the first question. You're likely a good candidate for starting a business if you match at least a few of the profiles below. Okay? So as I go listing down the profiles, can you assess yourself and see where you fall in? Okay? Problem solver and self starter. You're always looking for solutions, even for your life, for your friends, for your family. Everybody knows that when I call Peter, when I call Lucy, I will get an answer to this question. If you're that, then you're one of the people who should consider starting a business. Okay? It just basically says you're proactive and don't wait for permission to act. You are resourceful and can figure out things as you go. You don't have to be pushed. And some of these people, you will even see them at your workplace where someone just they're self-driven, and there are others who have to be dragged to do what they are paid to do or what they are expected to do. Do you have such people in your workplace, in your business, in your life, even in real life? There are people who only act when they are under pressure. If you're that person, then business is not for you. Business is for self-starters and problem solvers. Okay? And for these people who are problem solvers and self-starters, they are best suited to start like freelancers, tech startups, and product inventors. Okay? Because they already have identified a solution and they want to give, I mean, a problem and they want to give a solution. Okay? So that's the first criteria. The second one is you're skilled or knowledgeable in a marketable area. For instance, you have a skill in design, writing, coaching, fitness, IT, or domain knowledge people will pay for. Remember, you're not starting a business to show your people that you have a business. You're starting a business to create a source of income. And the only way you will create a source of income is by making sure that you're selling value to the people you're selling to. I, I hope I hope you understand. And this even takes me to the aspect of When someone comes and tells you, of course, we are all bargainers and you try to bargain, but someone comes and tells you, you're selling to me at 5,000. Someone else was selling to me at 2,000. Know your worth. If your worth is 5,000, sell at 5,000. If you're ready to go down, which means you're not an entrepreneur, then that's a totally different story. But the first thing is that you need to understand your worth. And if they saw somewhere it was cheaper and they didn't buy there, why didn't they buy in the first place? Some of these questions you also want to them to ask themselves. So if you found it at a cheaper price elsewhere, why didn't you take it? You get. Yeah, so this now is best suited for services. Like if you want to start a business where you're providing a service, you're consulting, you're coaching, or you're selling digital products. Okay. The third person who should consider, the third criteria you should consider before starting a business is you should be a person with a strong why. You're doing it to solve a real problem, pursue passion, or build freedom, not just to make money. And I think that is where we go wrong because you're focusing on making money and you're forgetting the long-term goal. What do you want to achieve? You're giving a solution, but now because you're giving that solution, you're making people pay for the solution and they are willing to pay so that they can get the solution. It's like when you're sick, you're willing to go to the hospital, pay consultation, buy medicine so that you get treatment. Okay? So when people start knowing that you're solving a problem and you're not just out there to make money, then you're ready for business. If you want to make money, most likely your thinking is just to make money without offering value, and that is why some businesses fail, or some people who start businesses get frustrated and quit. Because if you're not there for passion, sometimes when the laws come, you will not be able to handle them. Okay. Then it is suited for mission driven businesses, solopreneurs, and passion projects. Okay. So we go to the next criteria is professionals seeking independence. You're doing it, you're tired of working for someone else and you want autonomy, flexibility, or a better income ceiling. Then you can consider getting to business. And this is best suited for agencies, consulting, real estate, and digital brands. Okay? So I like highlighting the specifics so that as you analyze yourself, you will also know where you fall. Okay? The next one is side hustles, testing a new path. You're ready to quit your job, but you want a safety net or to explore a business idea. And this is best suited for freelancing, e commerce, affiliate marketing, and local services. Okay. The last criteria is you see a gap in the market, you notice a need, inefficiency, or niche no one is addressing well, and it is best suited for property product developers and niche apps and specific or specialized services. So as you think about starting a business, those are the criteria you have to have in mind. Okay. Allow me to put my volume on YouTube so that I am certain that you can hear me. Yeah, it is working. The other time I recorded a whole live and it was not recording. Okay, so we have said the criteria of starting a business. Now, these are the people who should not think of starting a business. They should not even dream about it for now unless they do something about it. Okay? The first person is someone who is in deep financial crisis. You're trying to put your house in order, you're trying to add one plus one, but you're in a financial mess, so to speak. Do not start your business when you're in a financial crisis. Because, number one, this business is expected to sustain your family. This business is expected to get you out of trouble. But you know what? A startup cannot do that. Some may, because now in the modern days, it's not like when you used to wait for years before your business can peak. Nowadays, your business can peak within a very short time. So I'm not saying that you cannot start at any time and succeed at any time. But when you're in a financial crisis, it's the worst time ever to consider starting a business, and you need to think through before you actually start that business so that you don't get deeper. What they say, or what the reality is, before a business picks up, it takes about 3 to 6 months, or maybe even a year. So imagine you're in a crisis and you bring in a new crisis, because this one, before it breaks even, it's also a crisis. So you should never consider starting a business when you're in a financial crisis. Number two, when you expect immediate returns. There are no miracles in business. You have to be patient and consistent. Okay? Number three, you expect the business to sustain you instantly. You cannot open a business today and expect it to pay your bills tomorrow. It may, like I said, it may pay your bills, but it is not a guarantee. Okay? Then you want to start a business because you have retired and you're wondering what to do. First of all, you don't know how this business operates. You've never run a business. You want to put your retirement fund into a business, and you do not even have the knowledge or the experience, or perhaps you don't follow under the criteria I've just mentioned up there. That is why you find yourself in a disaster. If anything, if you've just retired and you're wondering what to do, you better just consider annuities. That way, you're a bit safer. But starting a business when you have retired, you should start it at least 5 years before you retire, so that you're preparing yourself for the next phase. Okay? The next person is, you should expect someone who expects instant success or passive income. Building a business is a process and a job. So by the time it makes you active and passive income, it may take time. So if you are looking to make money just like this, not in business, okay, then you hate uncertainty or risk. If you're risk averse, business is not for you, because you will not sleep, you will have high blood pressure, you will struggle with everything around you, you will fight even your neighbors, you will think of getting jujus to come and compete and all those things. Yeah. So think about that too. You avoid problem solving and decision making. If you don't make decisions, if you don't like solving problems, or those people who thrive in crisis, business is not for you. You're only doing it to escape your job, but have no real plan. Maybe you're not happy in your job and you're thinking, let me start a business so that I quit my job. Just bear with the job or look for another job, because business will not fix your unhappy job. That's just the reality. Okay, the next one is, you don't need to be perfect, but if most of the above Sorry, those are the criterias. So parting short on that part, you don't need to be perfect, but if most of the above describe you, it is better to pause and prepare first before you start the business. Okay? So, what are the considerations you have to have in mind before you start that business? Mindset and motivation is your number one because it will be your driving force. Okay? Are you willing to fail, learn, and try again? That calls for patience. Are you patient? Okay? Sorry. Can you push through fear, rejection, or slow starts? Fear is like when you're marketing your business, you're scared your friends, your family will see you not succeeding. Fear is when you're wondering, do I want to go to social media and tell people I'm selling maybe kitchenwares? I'm selling clothes. How will the society look at me? Those are the fears. Rejection. You send, when you start a business, the first thing you do, you send everybody who is in your contact list, your email list, links that you have started a business, you start selling to them. Did you know that maybe nobody in your contact list is a customer because what you're selling is not what they need? So address the people you are selling to. When I come here for my life, I'm not expecting my siblings, my family, everybody else who cares about me to be here. Maybe they're not interested in personal finance. So if I come here with that expectation, I'll be frustrated immediately because that means now my expectations are not met. And this is a business, remember, you have put your investments in your mind, your finances, your time, and everything. Okay? And then you need to know, what do you really want? Is it money, freedom, or impact? What do you want? What is your output, so to speak? Okay? Then you need to consider your risk tolerance. Business is uncertain, it can drain you financially, emotionally, and you should be ready with ups and downs. If you have any questions, by the way, so far, you can drop them or a comment, something you would want me to expound on. I'll just pause and respond. So don't hesitate to drop your question or comment. Okay? Number two, time and commitment. Well, how many hours can you give to your business per week? Remember, perhaps you have your 8 to 5 job. So you're trying to fit in your business or your side hustle into your already tight schedule. Okay? Can you stay consistent even when it's not fun? Imagine you wake up for a whole week, you have not sold, but you have to keep pushing yourself. You have to keep going because this is your dream and you want to achieve your dream. It's not even funny. A side hustle requires 5 to 15 hours per week, and a full business, say full-time business, you require to give in 30 to 50 plus hours per week as you start. Hi, Haron. Welcome to the live. Yes. So the next part is financial readiness. How much capital do you have? Know how much it will take to launch. Many people underestimate this. You know, launching a business is one thing, especially a business which requires capital, a business which requires marketing, because you cannot open a shop. Yes, you can ask your question, Haron. You can open a shop, and if you don't tell people you have a shop, who will buy? Okay, Lucy K here. Hi. Aki, I'm 25 with 2 kids, no savings, no bank account. Mtu huanza aje? So, the I hope you're following this topic, because one of the ways is you can start a small business, and that's what we are talking about today. Because mimi sina financial discipline is because you have not made a decision. Let me tell you, financial discipline is a personal decision, and I will not sit here because I'm not standing. I will not sit here and lie to you that it comes overnight. It's a process. So the most important thing is to start. So you can DM me, we can start. Because at this point, you're finding us at investment, and we started by saving. The For you to get to business and investment, you must have been a good saver. Okay? So you can DM me all the information that you have, and I'll try to see how we can get you out of that situation. Okay? I love the topic you're discussing. Thank you, Haron. But as we continue, I'm going to come back to this question of Lucy for any other person who's going through the same. But I want to pose it at this point because I don't want to preempt what is coming. Okay, have savings. Harun is asking, I have savings, salary, and leverage money. Which among the three is better for startup? Okay. First of all, most likely you're new to the page. So, because savings are not used to start your business unless you specifically saved for as your main capital. So, number one, saving is only for specific items. And number one, saving is your emergency fund. Then you now start for saving for specific goals. So if the savings you're referring to is not your emergency fund, definitely you can use it. If you have a salary, definitely you can use it and leverage whatever other money you have, as long as you have an emergency fund and you're willing to take some risk. You can diversify your portfolio by getting risky and non-risky investments and businesses. So yes, you can use whatever all the monies that you have, but you have to use it wisely, and you need guidance so that you don't put all your money and you drown. I gave this story some time back, and I said you cannot start investing if you don't have an emergency fund. For anybody who is new, an emergency fund is money put aside for your emergencies in case today your income is cut off. Say your business is closed, or you lose your job, you can sustain yourself for a certain period of time. They say between 3 to 6 months. I say between 3 to 12 months, such that you have 12 months of peace as you figure out. Do you know, if you're in a situation of losing your income today, and you have enough money to take you for the next 12 months, you'll be able to focus and even build something else, maybe other than unemployment, because you're not stressing over your basics. You're not stressing over what will I do in 12 months. It's like you're strategizing for 12 months to come. How cool is that? But if you don't have an emergency fund, it means if anything happens to your source of income today, you're stressing to figure out your next source of income, and at the same time, you're struggling to sustain your life. So you have double tragedy. That is the essence of having the emergency fund. And it is specific for in case of an emergency. But I've always said these other small emergencies that come should also be put into consideration. Like in case of medical emergency, you have maybe a car issue, you ran out of gas as you are cooking, so you can't starve people because you don't have money. You can quickly get a way of ensuring there's a backup for that. Okay. So we'll come back, Lucy, to that. All right. So I'll go back to financial readiness. How much capital do you need? Have you even researched to find out how much is needed and what you have? Because there's how much that is needed and what you have. Okay, you need to know how much it will take to launch. Many people always feel like, I can just wake up and start this thing, but there are costs that you have to have in mind. Okay, can you afford slow or no profits for 3 to 6 months or even longer? If you can, then you're good to go. Okay, do you understand the tax and legal responsibilities of the business you're about to start? Is it going to burden you? Is there a way that you can ease off? Like in our Kenyan system, would you rather go corporate or would you rather go as an individual? Which will save you taxes? And I'm sure this could also be the same case in other countries. Okay. Then you have ongoing expenses that you have to have in mind. You need tools to run the business. You need subscriptions to specifics that will help in the starting up the business. You need stock or inventory. You need to market, and they can add up super fast. So you should actually have maybe a certain budget with extra headroom for any additional costs that may come up. Okay, then you need to ascertain where you're getting your funding from. Have you been saving, like perhaps what Aaron has done? Have you Do you have some investments that you can call up without losing value of the investments? Uh, are you seeking investors? Are you borrowing? Each path, of course, has its challenges and the benefits. And with time, you can just do an assessment of what works for you. Okay. Then the next thing is skill match. What are your strengths? What is that thing that you can do even when there is no motivation? Okay. Then what can you outsource versus what can you do yourself? If you're not good in marketing, then you should know you need to get a marketer to help you. If you know you cannot do a certain thing, you need to get someone to do that job for you. Then, are you ready to sell, market, and communicate clearly? Like I said, are you ready to come here on social media, market your business, and get 2 views and post again tomorrow without giving up? Because you have to show up for yourself. Even if nobody shows up for you, you have to show up for yourself. And one day, one time, it will come to pass and you will reap the benefits of your hard work. God always rewards hard work. In my church, we're told faith with no action is dead. You're not going to wake up one day, pray, and not do anything. And at the very least, you're doing something. Maybe you are doing it the wrong way, and along the way, God can help you to do it the right way. So don't feel like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Just make an effort and then pray. But don't pray and sit. If you woke up in the morning, sat in the house, and prayed, trust me, you will not get manna. Manna is no longer there. You will just starve, maybe even starve to death. But if you showed up for yourself, even God can see the effort and He's going to reward, or Allah for our Muslim brothers. Okay? Do you have the core skills? If not, can you learn them fast and or outsource affordably? Outsourcing. I know before you come for me, family can make or break you. But if you have a family member who can help you with a certain resource, why not help you? And once the business peaks, you can give back. Maybe you're a couple, maybe you have a sibling, maybe you have a child, maybe you have people who can help you when you're starting up, and then when you're established, now you can pay them. I'm sure you have a support system who can stand with you. Yeah, so that's also important. Okay, are you comfortable selling? Every business requires communication, persuasion, and follow ups. Can you show up? I want to give a shout out to one Kenyan lady who is selling baby clothes. They are called Nila Baby Shop. That lady shows up for herself and her husband, and now the baby is even showing up for the family. I don't know whether she decided to get her baby to support her business, but trust me, the way she markets her business is something else. She will wake up, show up for herself. She will make her husband show up for the content. She will make her baby show up for the business and the content. And I'm sure they are reaping the benefit of her hard work. She was pregnant, she was walking everywhere. Now she's everywhere with the baby. She's creating content with the baby, while you are saying that you don't want to show your baby to the world because someone will have jujus on them. You know, the reality of thing is perhaps nobody even cares about your baby. They just want to see how your baby looks like, and that's it. That's it. I agree with you, Harun. People hate seeing other people experiencing growth. But the truth of the matter is, maybe nobody is watching your growth. And if they're watching, let them see your struggle and also see your success. Because you'll definitely reap the benefits of your struggle. So let them watch you struggle with your business as you start. Let them now later talk about how your business became a booming business. Someone said, or perhaps my own thinking is, perhaps you think someone is watching your every move, or someone is watching what you're doing, or someone is hating you on you for something. You may be shocked, nobody cares. So don't think about what people think. Focus on yourself, okay? And show up for yourself. Sometimes you may be shocked by who sees that you never expected. The actually, like I said here, we had our live. We usually have live on Sunday, and we agreed with the people who are on there on Sunday that the next one is going to be on Wednesday. But then today I remembered I have training tomorrow on Wednesday. At the same time, I have live, and this training, I just received a DM from TikTok. They are supporting Kenya, Nigeria, and South African creators. If I never showed up, they would not have ever seen my page. So even you show up for yourself. I may not even get paid, but I may be helped to grow for myself and also be able to give my audience better content and be able to support my audience in a better way, which is my goal. I said, even if it is one person who is going to grow from this content, I will be contented. If there are more, of course, I'll be happier. But even if one person stands and says, I followed TMG Circle and this is my growth progress, I'll be contented. Okay? Then you need to have tech and marketing skills. And if you don't have, you can try and see how you can source them at a more affordable cost, because I mean nowadays digital presence is non-negotiable. How will you market? Oh, welcome Mimi. Today you are late. Seems you are cooking dinner. Yeah, so and then there is adaptability. Will you adjust quickly when the market or customer feedback changes? Like how will you handle? Um, I will talk from experience. When you start social media, you're barely getting views, you're barely getting attention. Then things change and you have a whole DM. You have a whole message list to respond. So, actually, that's what drove me to the live, because I can't handle one person per time, but I can be able to respond to more people. So, you see, you can be thinking that your business will take maybe 6 to 12 months to grow, and then maybe luck is shining on you and you just blow up. You open today and you sell everything. And maybe you've not even figured out how to restock, how to even do your basic accounting, how to do your basic inventory. So you need to be prepared for anything. It can be a booming success, it can be a struggle. So it is up to you to decide which way how you will handle. And like I always say, you may need support from your family who may not charge you, and genuine, please note, genuine family, not family that will come to steal from you. You need genuine family who will support you. And when you grow, don't forget to give back. When you're up there, don't forget the people who held your hand when you're stepping up. Yes, Lucy K, I really need to grow on that, and you will. Follow us here, and I'm sure we will never regret. I've had testimonies here, and I'm happy people are growing and improving. Okay? Actually, I talked about support system, and it was the next thing. You need a strong support system. You need a mentor, perhaps a peer, and network to help you get somewhere. But sometimes you don't always need this. You know, there's a time you needed godfathers to get you jobs. Now you need to show up for yourself, and surprisingly, you will see results. Okay? Are your friends and family supportive, or at least understanding? Maybe you have to take off time from your family. Are they how are they understanding? Are they supporting you? Like, if you have to show up on Sunday when it's supposed to be family time, are they understanding that sometimes you may not be able to show up with them? I'll go back to the Nila baby shop lady. I think she's called Nora. I'll go back to Nora. For some reason, she has now been able to bring in her whole family into the content. So maybe one way would be to bring them on board, so that as you work, you're also spending time with your family. Because, I mean, once kids grow, you cannot reverse. So you also need to balance your business and your family, so that you don't neglect parenting at the expense of growing a business, which might end up going down or might end up thriving. So balancing is also very important. Then, business idea fit. Is there a demand for what you're offering? Good ideas solve real problems or meet specific needs. So make sure they're in line. Then, is your idea simple to start, or do you require lots of capital, tech, or logistics? If that's the case and you don't have capacity, then you may need to be patient. Okay. Then, do you understand your target customer? Let me tell you, for you to succeed in every venture you start, you need to have a profile of the customer you're targeting. If I want to start a salon, I need to know maybe which age group that I want to focus. I've seen salons which are exclusive for kids. You see the salons exclusive for manicure and pedicure. So, what is my niche? I think that aspect of niching down is usually some of the hardest decisions that we have to make. But you see, you're not restricted to one niche. When you're starting, you can be in that niche that you want to be, in that comfort zone. But with time, you can get out of the niche and get out of your comfort zone. Who said you have to stick in your comfort zone? You need to grow, then gradually you can introduce other things. For instance, if you started with manicure and pedicure and you see it's peaking and you know you want to be a one stop shop, you now start doing hair such that when I walk in, I walk out. I walk in, get my hair done, get my nails done, maybe get a massage, and then walk out. And all these can be done at the same time. Someone is on my head, another one on my nails, on my manicure, and the next person on my pedicure. And by the time I'm leaving, I'm good to go. That way, gradually, you have solved the problem. Okay? Then what is special about you? What is that thing that stands out? Is it that when I walk in, I get your good service, I don't want to leave? Some of these things is more of customer experience more than even what you're doing. That's just the reality. You need to give customer experience and then you give the service or you sell the good. Sorry. Okay? Then you can start small to validate the idea before going all in. How can you do it? Say, for example, you want to start a baking business. You can start baking from home, use the ingredients you have at home, and then gradually grow. You don't have to take a premise that you might not need. As you grow, the needs grow. You will start from your kitchen. Gradually, you find yourself opening a bakery shop because now your kitchen can no longer handle your normal cooking and your business. But you cannot start from the business only to realize it is from a shop, only to realize it is not picking, and then now you have to come back to the house. Yes. So, market and competition. Who is your target customer? Be specific. Demographics, behaviors, pain points, just know who you are addressing. Okay? What's your pricing strategy? Is it too high that you don't have sales or too low that you don't have profits? Know your value. I said, if someone comes and tells you you're charging 5,000 and then they tell you, I got somewhere at 2,000, why didn't you buy there though? Okay, if you feel I'm expensive, why are you coming to me? There must be something that you saw that made you want to come to me. So know your worth, know the value that you're giving. Okay? Competitive landscape. Who are your top three competitors and what are their weaknesses and their strengths? Just check around before you start. Make sure you know your competitors and you know what they are known for, and then look for your unique proposition. Differentiation. What can you do different? Better branding, better product, customer experience, customer service, all those things. Okay. Then how do you market and acquire customers? First of all, you need to know how people will find you. Do you want to use word of mouth? Do you want to use social media? And if you do, the best thing is pick one for a start and then you will incorporate the others as you go along. Okay? Then look for sales funnels where you get from awareness to purchase. Guide and then guide the prospects through. If I buy from you, you can ask me to tell my friends that you're selling this thing. And if I'm happy, it is very easy for me to recommend. I'm sure if you're in business, you've had this experience of people just coming to shop from you because they got a referral from somewhere. Okay. Then getting a customer is one thing, retaining is another. So you also need to have a strategy on how you're going to retain these customers that you have acquired. Okay? Then scalability. Are you ready for growth? Or the business will grow and give you burnout? Because sometimes you may be looking towards growth only to be shocked that you have burnout you can't handle and you're refusing to delegate. If your growth means more hours for you, it's not sustainable in the long term. So you need to have strategies and plans of how you're going to grow. Are there systems to automate, delegate, and all those things, Then you need to have a vision of how you will keep growing. You can't grow from as you can't anticipate maybe you grow in 6 months and then in 2 months you're blowing up. So you have to be ready for anything. There's something I said is lifestyle compatibility. Does your business model fit in your life as a family person, maybe as a person who needs big time, who needs to give attention and all that? Can this model eventually scale or become passive? I've seen your question. I'm going to respond, Casillas. Okay. And then you need to look at the legal and structural setup of the business. Do you want it to be a sole proprietor? Do you want it to be a limited liability company? Of course, because of what I said, the liability and the taxes, you need to know how to manage that aspect. Then you also need to know whether you're taking permits and licenses. If you need insurance for any liability, you need to learn or to get someone to do record keeping for you. And you need to run a working bank account specifically for this business. Separating personal and business finances is essential, is the only way out. Final thought: know yourself first. A business is as strong as the person who is running it. Okay? Here are 10 questions you need to ask yourself. Why do I want to start this business? Who is my customer and what problem am I solving? Do I have the time and money to commit? Is my idea validated or just a theory? Can I manage the legal and financial basics? Do I understand the competition? How will I get customers? Do I have the right skills or team? Is my income model sustainable and profitable? Am I ready to learn, fail, adapt, and keep going? Okay. All right. So I'm sure this is the moment you have all been waiting for. So, what are these businesses that you can consider? Okay. Business can be in different perspectives and for different people. Like I've said, you have to look at the factors we have discussed up there before you take up the business. So, business number one that you can consider is online service based businesses. And what are these businesses? And these businesses, they're like freelancing, writing, bloggers, and such kind, which require low startup capital because you just need your phone and internet and you can do it part time. Okay. The same case applies to graphic design. For creatives, you can use the available apps and you just create things for even content creators or organizations. It is also low on startup capital and you can do it part time. I will list the others which are low and part time. Okay. There's the virtual assistant. You need to organize and help people in their admin. So you just need to have admin skills. I've seen so many people on social media marketing themselves for this service lately. Then you need a social media manager job that you can do on a part-time basis. All you need actually is to know the trend and to know how to be creative and keep the audience engaged so that at least when you get one customer, you can keep getting others and growing your portfolio because one customer may not pay your bills. Okay, which is the same case with all the others that we have mentioned. Like I said, most of these businesses cannot give you financial independence today. They will grow over time. So you need to have a portfolio. Then you have copy editing and proofreading. You need to be detailed. And of course, you need to have some good level of literacy. Okay, there's video editing, creative. You have to be creative and technical. And this also comes in with video recording because if I have a videographer who will do the video and edit for me, okay? And this requires some capital, of course, because you need a good camera. Actually, for a videographer, you may just need the skills because it's not for everybody at the end of the day. And number two, you may need a videographer a camera and lighting. Those two will help you grow your videography business. I'm sure you have seen Kapendo photography on TikTok. Even if you're not Kenyan, he's everywhere on TikTok. And he just started by showing people how to pose. Now he's making a business or a living out of it, unless you're looking for those big jobs which may not be available. So you can start by creating a source of income for yourself. Then you can do typing, which includes maybe you create a resume or CVs for people. This especially the CV would be good if you're HR practitioner. You can definitely do this on the side. And also you can advise on HR issues on the side. And of course, that will require very low startup capital. Then you may be an SEO. SEO consultant is an search engine optimization consultant who helps people when you're creating your audience. You get to know how it will be shown to the right people. So you can learn that and you provide that service. Then but you have to be an analytical thinker and you have to spend some money to invest in understanding how the SEO works, and then you make an income out of it. Then you can do online tutoring like teachers and skilled academics. Also, it is low startup and you just need your knowledge and it is flexible. If you look at all those jobs I've talked about, they require low or maybe medium capital and they require you to do the job on a part-time basis. So you will not say you don't have time. You can start up gradually. Disclaimer, this as you're starting perhaps will not give you financial freedom. You need time to gradually grow the business so that it can actually stop being a passive income to an active income, and maybe ultimately it will help you maybe become a full time on the area of your interest. As much as it is a job, you need to choose something is that you can do even when you're not getting paid. So to speak, passion. Okay? So we go to the next segment is product based businesses, which are physical or digital. You can have an Etsy store. An Etsy store, you sell crafts, you sell arts. You can even I met someone who does art from his village. He creates them from the village and comes to sell them on Sundays. I mean, why would you not use your hobby? If you love art, then that's what you use to create a source of income. Usually that one is low to medium because you may need time and some money to buy some of those things that you're buying to be able to come up with the arts. Okay? Drop shipping, that is for marketers. It's low capital requirement because I mean you're selling for other people. Okay, and then print on demand store, you have designs and creative for marketing, and then when someone needs that design, you quickly print it. You can be dropping your questions. I'll answer them at the end. I've realized if I keep breaking, we might lose the flow. Okay. Then you can have handmade goods. Do you know, like, there are people who are making a living out of DIYs? Those people who make like soap, they make arts, artwork. I mean, you can just look for ways of creating that small business. You can even start by making your own, and then with time, you realize you'll be able to do more and sell. Okay, then you can have a t-shirt business. You've seen so many people selling their merchandise, so you can just get them designed and branded and then you sell. Okay, then you can have a stationery or sticker shop where you come up with artists, illustrators, and all those things. You can do another job at home, meal prep or baked goods, like I talked about the baker. You can offer a service of coming to my house. You could cook for me maybe for a week. This actually is more prominent for bachelors. When the laundry lady comes, they do the cleaning and they cook for you for the week. So picking, you'll just be picking from the fridge, you warm and eat. And people will actually think you're married and maybe you're a bachelor. Yeah, so this goes for home cooks and bakers, and it is medium capital requirement because sometimes you may need to buy a few things for some people. Okay. Yes, I see your questions. I'll answer them once we are done with the topic of the day. So just drop them in the comments. Okay. Then we have content and personal brand business. Wow. Um, This is one business which people have not explored because the first thing that comes to mind when you hear social media, you find people look at social media as a mode of interacting with friends or showing people how your life is doing or posting your photos. Maybe you have traveled, maybe you've done something. So that was the initial thought of what social media is all about. But now, social media is the future. If you're not doing an online business, if you're not growing your business using the online platforms, you're losing an opportunity. So you don't have to be a content creator, but you have to market to your business using the available social media platforms. So social media is for everybody, and it stopped being a social. I don't know whether they need to change it from a social media, because maybe the ideal was social initially, but now it's a business hub. You can make money on Instagram, you can make money on TikTok, you can make money on Facebook, you can make money on YouTube, all the platforms you can make money. So is that still social to you? Okay? So number one, you can have a YouTube channel. You need to be confident and to be creative, because if you remember, one of the things I said earlier is you need to bring a unique perspective, or you need to bring to people something that will make them come to you. If I'm coming to you to tell you that, like for us, when we started the saving challenge, we have been always doing these challenges, targeting a specific amount. Say, I say we are going to save 100,000 in 6 months, 100,000 in 1 year, 100,000 in 3 months. Then the concept of why not include everybody? Why do I want you to save 100,000 when you can't afford 100,000 within that period? Or why do I want you to save 100,000 when you can save 1 million? You get? So you need to look for something that will add value to people. Because the most important thing is, don't just show up for yourself and make money and go. Show up for yourself and for people and add value. If you add value, people will come for the value. Okay? So, YouTube, confident speaker, and you have to be creative. Don't just, if you're posting your lifestyle, post it as a marketing, post it in a way that it will make you money. Yeah. If you look at some of the most popular content creators and the most popular YouTubers, they people are always talking about their lifestyle. Why? Because they are using their lifestyle to make money. You see people cloud chasing, doing all the dramatic things. They are using their lifestyle to make money. I don't I don't subscribe to that school of cloud chasing or doing things which are not right to attract attention, because at some point we'll get tired. Personally, when maybe I'm following someone and I realize they are now being they have stopped being a brand and they are now cloud chasing, I am no longer interested. So as you build your brand, build a brand. Don't look for clout in the wrong way. Maybe perhaps, I don't know. Personally, I believe in growing gradually and progressing gradually, which you can, but you don't have to chase cloud. If you're a Kenyan, a YouTuber by the name Mungai Eve, and she just started from the ghettos, and YouTube changed her life. So that can also happen to you. If you're real, just come with your real self, with a proposition that is going to add value to your community. Okay? Same case with podcasting. You have to be talkative and you have to be a niche expert. Then blogging, also you need to be writing on a regular basis and educate. Instagram and TikTok influencers. You can, if you're a Kenyan, again, you know Kinuthia. Kinuthia is marketing. I was surprised that someone trusted Kinuthia with diapers. Kinuthia does not have a child. Okay, at least on social media, there's the life behind the scenes and this social media. I have not seen him talking of his own child, but he's marketing diapers. Why? Because he knows how to use social media to make himself money. You don't have to be using it. You can market it. And I am sure somebody else has noted, even he's also selling diapers and he's not a parent on social media. I don't know about his personal life. Yeah. And then you can have writings like paid newsletters. You can provide online courses if you're a skilled professional or a teacher. You can offer coaching life about life, career, health, finances, like I'm doing. And then you just have to be empathetic and knowledgeable. And you start with low or medium. And you have to demonstrate authority over what you're talking about. Don't come to your audience unprepared. Don't come to your audience trying to tell them things they cannot relate. Try and connect with what is happening in our society. Okay. Then we have ebook. You can create a book and you sell it online. You can even sell a physical book. People are still buying books. Don't think because now everything is on your phone, there are no people buying books. They're still on sale. Then you can have live webinars if you're a teacher, if you're a speaker. I did some professional exams, I think last year or the other year, and I didn't attend a class. I studied on YouTube. So you can train people and make money out of it. And then affiliate marketing for like what bloggers do, YouTubers and reviewers and all that. And you reach out. Talking of affiliate marketing and talking of social media business, as you're aware, if you're not already a member of the TMG Circle, we have partnered with Kuza Asset Management and Etika Capital to provide you a vehicle for our 30-week saving challenge, where you put your money in a money market fund and you earn some interest. Do your research on the two partners that we have and just get to understand how they work before you actually subscribe to them. But just know that they have been top 10, and that is why I considered partnering with them. The link is on the profile, both YouTube and TikTok. You can follow the links and open your own money market fund. Nobody is charging you. I am not going to charge you to open a money market fund. And by the way, if you receive a DM from someone offering to charge you to open a money market, that's a scammer. When we started our challenge, we experienced this issue, and that is why I keep talking about it. Do not be scammed. Opening a money market fund account is free of charge. Even me, who is telling you about it, is not charging you. Okay. So just check the links on the profiles and you can open your account for Kuza Asset. Just follow the link. For Etika Capital, you put the money and mindset at gmail.com as the referral code so that you fall in my portfolio, such that whenever we are negotiating goodies or we are able to have or you have any issues, we can help you sort out. Okay, we go to the next one. The next one is local and in-person service businesses. Okay, so I'm sure maybe you're welcome, Casilas, but I'll still answer your question. I have not missed it. Most people have two small gardens for those who live in their own compounds, for those who live in neighborhoods where there are grass and all that. So you can do some lawn care for outdoors and just get a job for yourself. I have a gardener who does my grass, who cuts my grass. And when he started, he was cutting for me. But now I've realized he has marketed himself to my neighbors, and now he's cutting for my neighbors. You don't have to go out there looking for platforms to market yourself. After he's done with my house, he goes to the next house and asks if they have grass and offers his service. Okay, so don't wait for people to market for you. Don't wait to open a social media page to market yourself. Walk there. So he goes to the village, and then when he's come back, the first people he calls are his long time existing clients. So he will come back and tell me, I'm back. How is your grass? I want to come and cut. And he will call me until I agree, even before it is grown. Market yourself, do a good job, and trust me, you will see more customers. The other day, I found him cutting my neighbor's grass, and I was like, how did you even get to know this? But he marketed himself. Nobody asked me for a contact, because usually what I see is people ask, do you know a specific person who can provide this service? And then people respond and say, yes, I do. And yeah. So in this case, he didn't. He just showed up and sold his business proposal, and he's making money out of it. So don't wait for someone to market for you, market yourself. But do a good job so that people are happy and they can also recommend you. Cleaning services. Nowadays, people require someone to assist them with their cleaning all the time. So why not profile yourself? Of late, I don't know whether I'm the only one. You can let me know in the comments. There are so many cleaning service providers. Until I feel like they should now start cleaning our houses, because the way I see them cleaning celebrities' houses and YouTubers' houses, I need those people to be doing my house for me. Because man, the house turns out perfect. Yeah. So, and like, as much as there are those professional companies that provide the service, I also see around here in my neighborhood, there are ladies who sit somewhere outside, and I'm sure they don't sit for free. I'm sure they still get some business, and that's why they keep coming. Yeah. Then there's, sorry, then there is babysitting or childcare. Nowadays, maybe not everybody is able to afford a domestic manager or even a nanny to take care of the kids. And I see daycares charging as low as 50 shillings or 100 shillings. The last time I had was I think the lowest was about 50 shillings for Kenyans. So you can imagine, if you go work for 1,000 and you're only paying someone maybe 50 or 100 to take care of your child, is you have saved a whole cost of having a living nanny, feeding the nanny maybe overeating or stressing you or such things. Okay, so you have saved that. Then there is home organization. I've seen so many services being offered nowadays. Like, I can't believe, you find uh, previously they were not there. Like, someone would come and organize your house, like, that's their work. Someone would come to your house and maybe put wallpaper. I thought people used to buy and you come and stick for yourself. Okay, like I did, because I have to create content, so I have to install the wallpaper for myself. So you can see the services that people are getting, and also those DIYs, you use them as you create content and you get paid to create content. Okay, then there's tutoring. If you're an educator, then you can give in person lessons and all that. Photography, I have talked about it. There are people who pay for you to take photographs of specific things. Like, if you go to Canva, they pay you for posting very nice photos. And even you, when you want to download, you'll see there are some photos. I want to charge my laptop. You'll see some photos you have to pay for, and some are free. and some are free. So you can imagine if you just walked somewhere and took some nice photos and sold. How cool can that be? It would be so amazing. Sometimes there are even people who are paying you for taking photos of your neighborhood. Sorry. Okay. Then I've also noticed another popular business, which is event planning. Event planning is also a booming business nowadays because there are events every single weekend and sometimes even during the week in the evening. So, if you're good in event planning, then that's something you can consider. Then we have technology and investment based side hustles. And these are businesses that can more or less give you passive income without you necessarily being actively involved in the business. First, you can be an app developer and then you'll be earning a commission on use of the app. You see? So don't sit on your IT expertise and think that maybe my opportunity is not there and all those things. You don't have to be physically there, but you can earn a commission, or maybe you sell it at a good price. Then you have tech support services. Every organization, every user of technology requires technology support. So you need to also look for ways you can create. You need very low capital to start up, and you can do it part time. Okay. Then there is rate investing. You just put in your money in real estate and then you watch your money give you returns. Okay. Then there's dividend stock investing where you invest in stocks and you sit back and wait for your money, hoping that the market will not go down. If you watched our previous live, we talked about shares, and I said they have their ups and downs. In case you missed that one, I think the whole recording is on YouTube. You can check it out. Okay. Then there's Airbnb hosting. You don't even need to own the house. You can actually you can rent a house and convert it into an Airbnb and make money. Okay. Then there's the vending machines. I don't know whether in your neighborhood or as you exit the supermarket, there's a vendor selling popcorns, or there's someone like now, lately in my neighborhood, I think I've seen like 5 vendors of drinking water. Is it in season, or why is there the high rise in the number of people? Yeah. And then you have car rentals. You can join Uber. I'm sure people will come here and say, oh, you don't get much returns. But because some people have not quit, it tells you there must be something keeping them there. Trust me. Yeah. And among so many others. So as we continue, we'll continue talking about more of the businesses. So the last part we're going to talk about today is choosing the right type for you. Here is a basic guide matching your lifestyle and personality to the right business type. Okay? Lifestyle of a busy 9 to 5 worker. You need to create passive investments, digital products, and freelance gigs. If you still have to keep your 9 to 5 job or 8 to 5 job, then these are the options that you can consider because you'll be able to balance them. If you're a stay at home parent, depending on your English teacher, you can do virtual assistant, Etsy shop, tutoring, childcare. That comes in as you can actually babysit for your neighbors and make some extra income. Okay. If you're a college student, you can do tutoring, freelancing, content creation, and flipping items. Okay. Then, if you are creative or artistic, you can do Etsy, you can do YouTube, blogging, design, or handmade goods. If you're tech savvy, you can be a web or app developer. You can provide SEO services and other online or digital gigs. If you need physical and active, your lifestyle or personality is physically an active aspect, then you can consider cleaning and vending. And you can also do like the organization, you can do the gardening and such. Okay. If you're empathetic and helpful, you can do coaching, childcare, resume writing, and all that. Then, if you have high risk tolerance, you can do domain flipping, crypto, app creation, and niche e commerce. And of course, those risky investments that you can consider. Final tips before you start: start small, test the waters before committing heavily, automate where possible, basically using tools to save time. Then market yourself. Even the best side hustle won't grow without visibility. Track your income and expenses and treat it like a real business from day one. Don't get too excited. Be professional. And if you need someone to help you in bookkeeping, ask for help. Check local regulations. Some services may require permits and licenses. Okay, I think we have captured so much today that now I can take the questions. You can drop your questions here. So, Lucy said, I really need to grow on that. Yes, you will grow because your first question was actually, I had said we'll go back. Have two kids, no savings, no bank account. Where do I start? So the first step is, do you have a source of income? If you do, then that's a good one. If you don't have, then you need to create one. I've given a whole list. If you have missed any on this live, the whole recording is available on YouTube. So you can actually go and watch it pole pole. As you're settled, you just watch it and then assess yourself where you fall in and what you can be able to handle. That's number one when it comes to having an to savings and bank account. So if you have once you have an income, then you need to save, and saving only applies to specifics. Number one, you save for your emergency fund. What I have said, 3 to 12 months worth of living. Once that is in place, do not save for emergency anymore. Save for other goals. I'm sure you have so many other goals. You can even be saving for a car, you can save for a house makeover, maybe for your dining set, maybe you want to buy a fridge, maybe you want to buy a cooker, the list a TV, a woofer, I don't know, a sound bar, everything that you desire. So that's the second thing you save for. A bank account, it's not a must you have a bank account, because if there's nothing to put in the account, then why do you even need the account? So you first need to know to make money or to have a way of making money, then you will have a bank account for your transactions. So once you have a source of income, then now the next most important thing is coming up with a budget. And I always recommend using the budget of 50, 30, 20. 50 goes to your needs, 30 goes to your wants, 20 goes to your loan repayment, savings and investments. But personally, I prefer that in the 30%, you put your loan repayment so that 20% is exclusively for saving and investment. Okay? So I hope I have answered you. About financial discipline, it is your personal decision. You do not want to enjoy today and suffer tomorrow. If you have seen those people who enjoy their life and then during their old age they are miserable because they did not even save a cent. Even the pension that you can at least put in annuities, you have nothing to show for your 30 or maybe 35, 40 years of your working life. Be smart and plan your finances. If you have a working budget, the financial discipline will avail itself. If you still are not yet there, you can DM me and then you can also join our 30-week saving challenge. The link to the WhatsApp group is on the profile. You can just follow us there so that we keep you on your toes so that you ensure you save at least. Even if you get an allowance from your spouse, you can save something small. Okay. Saving helps you create a financial discipline. Yes. Next, Harun. I have savings, salary, and leverage money. Which among the three is better for startup? Like I said, save for your emergency and then save for your goals. Anything else you should invest. Why would you just put money which is idle? What will happen if it doesn't have an allocation when you get something which is not even important, then you find yourself using that money and it will end up not even helping you as you would have anticipated. Okay? Thanks, Anna. You're welcome. This is nice. That's great. At least I can see you guys who are following. People hate seeing other people experiencing growth. Forget about them and focus on yourself. Show up for yourself, not for what others think. I really need to grow on that. So I have explained how you're going to do it. Any great money market funds to invest in long-term plan? Yes, I've talked about our partnership with Kuza Asset Management and Etika Capital. What we are focusing on right now is money market because we want to create a saving habit. And once you have your 12 months worth of living, now we will get a bit deeper into risky investment. So you can start by opening a money market fund. And when your appetite for risk grows, then you can look for the other options like Kuza has Kuza Momentum, Etika also has their growth fund and other unit trust products which are risky. I think I might have to talk about the others because I've seen you're not the first person to ask about long term. So now we need to get out of our short term, which is just the money market fund and get deeper. But I have shared a video, you can check it on YouTube, a whole video. I think it was also a live on what is it called? On unit trusts and who should invest in what. Just check the video and you get your answer. You can start with money market as you progress to other risky or riskier or most risky investments. Okay. Easiest way to repay debts. Well, the easiest way to repay debts is to start with the high interest and high interest charging debt. If you have a debt which is high interest, you start with that one. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if you have a debt which is burning, like maybe the creditor is on your case and you can't even breathe, just pay that so that you have breathing space. Okay, if you have a way of creating a second or additional source of income, do that so that you will be able to boost the repayments and maybe even pay in a shorter period. Okay, so there's different aspects you can look at it. Then there's the other option of, if you feel like the debt is burdening you and you have a way of consolidating the debt and pay at a lower price, sorry, at a lower interest rate, then you can consolidate. Because the last thing you want to have when you have debt is stress, because stress will now give you a medical condition as compared to you just handling with the debt. Handling the debt, you'll now have double tragedy. Okay, so that's the approach you should take. Okay, you're welcome, Kasila. A warm welcome to the new members of the TMG Circle. And the TMG Circle is where we learn, plan, and grow. If this video or this live has been helpful, just make sure you leave a like. If you're not following us, you can follow. If you're watching from YouTube and you're not subscribed, you can subscribe. If you joined late and you missed part of this recording, the whole recording is available on YouTube, so you can watch it there. I'll give you 3 minutes for any other questions that may be there, and then we wind up. I think our next topic will be investment in rates, real estate investment trust. Yeah. So I'm just about to wind up. If you have any questions, you can let me know. And like I said, the full recording is available on our YouTube channel. And if you happen to go there, you can always drop a like, leave a comment, and share, and of course, subscribe. Yeah, all that is free of charge. So we are giving you content for free. The only request we have is, if you like, share, you can comment, you can also help another person. Okay, and make sure you're following us on the different platforms. For TikTok, we try to post daily. Sometimes it's a bit tricky, but I do try to post daily. For YouTube, we have the live. Every time we have a live, it is also live on YouTube. Yes. I see we hit 2.5 likes on TikTok. So thank you for being active. Actually, 2.6. When I see likes, it tells me you're there and you're engaging. Even if you don't comment, you're following. So it gives me motivation to show up for the next live. So our next live will be on Sunday, and we agreed with the other audience on Sunday that will be starting at 7 p.m., not 5 p.m. as it has been, because of a few factors. You can hear my background is very quiet because it's at night. So during the day, the kids are playing and shouting outside. So there's a lot of noise in the background. And then sometimes I have a few things to attend to, and I end up not being able to balance. Balancing is hard. Balancing is hard. Yeah. But we'll keep showing up together. As long as you show up, I will also show up. Yes. I don't see any other questions. Thank you so much. Have a lovely remainder of the week. Make sure, like we said yesterday, make it count by doing something different that you have not done before and make a difference in your life. Show up for yourself. I think the theme for this week should be show up for yourself, even if nobody pays attention. You know what you're working towards. And of course, if you need private session, you can always reach out, of course, at a small fee. So when I give you a fee, don't say you said you're giving free. Yes, the content here is free, but for private sessions, it will be at a fee. But we can always agree. Yes. All right. Thank you and see you on Sunday. Oh, I can see somebody here. I don't like ignoring any comment. I see there is Kamar Isaac. I hope I pronounced it right. Kama unatafuta kazi. Okay. I don't know what kind of work they are offering. But he says if you're looking for a job and you're in Nairobi, you can DM him and make sure you do your due diligence so that you know who you are engaging as you get to interact with him. Yes. I also give free shout outs during our live. So if you have a business, you can always comment there and tell us what you offer. But my disclaimer has always been I'm not paid to advertise for the people I give shout outs to. So I've not done my own due diligence. I I only give them shout out because they are of my audience. My only current partners is just Etika Capital because I've done my own research and Kuza Asset Management. The links are on the profile. Make sure to open your own money market fund account and start saving today. Today we were not doing our catch up for 30-week saving challenge because I didn't see any questions and I don't want to suffocate the members with updates. We usually do updates every Sunday, but if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time and see you on the next one. Bye.